Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first episode playing the Grand Tactician Civil War. Today we're going to be playing as the United States of America with, of course, James Buchanan. It's going to be a short episode. This is going to be a prelude to war. And then we'll have the next episode be the actual war. So let's just pick our policies. I don't think we're going to pick these. I think we're going to pick the Union Pacific Railroad, security measures, and should pick breadbasket for abolitionism. Could pick Kansas Free State, Underground Railroad. Let's pick go west. Okay, I'm gonna be useful. Can pick the bread basket. Higher upgrade level. Let's go with. I kind of want to go with something like Enforced Neutrality Act. Okay, we're gonna pick the go west probably. That's what we're gonna pick finally. I think we're gonna start a new game here. Probably. Oh, frick! I should have read that. Back just a minute. We're gonna go back. I'm just gonna read that to you. Okay, go back just a second. Okay, we are back. Now let me read this to you. The Union is dissolved. The troubled and quarrelsome union between the northern free states and the southern slave states does not survive the election of openly anti-slavery Republican Abraham Lincoln. Ever since the Compromise of 1850, which staved off the secession disunion, the question of future slavery in the United States has divided the nation. On December 20th, 1860, the fragile Union finally broke apart, with the South Carolina being the first state to succeed the Union. Six other deep South states followed: Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, succeeding in January 1861. The state of Texas joining in February 1861. Things have moved quickly ever since this. Things have moved quickly. In the succeeded states, the United States government properties and seized by Confederate state officials, with even armories and fortifications being taken. Only 4 forts remain in control of the federal government. 3 of them in Florida. Lieutenant Adam J. Slimmer has refused to surrender Fort Pickens off Pensacola Harbor, and Fort Taylor and Jefferson in Key West is right total completely occupied by United States garrisons and posted nearby. At Fort Sumter, I think there's a space there. Anyway, in Charleston Harbor, Major Robert Anderson is awaiting supplies and orders from Washington. But President Buchanan seems unable to control the turn of events, has proven to be no more than a mere spectator, as the nation is ascending into a civil war. During the February of 1861, the 68 states formed a union of their own, the Confederate States of America, with its city government located in Montgomery, Alabama, and with the former Secretary of War Jefferson Davis as its first president. So far, open hostilities have been avoided, but the pressure is building. Military confrontation seems inevitable, with the federal government still holding fortifications in the Confederate territory with the administration of Lincoln ever nearer. While America is tearing itself apart, the old world is waiting and observing. The European great powers of Great Britain and France, in particular, see one of their main competitors slipping into the abyss, with this emerging civil war possibly finding the opportunity to regain influence in the Americas. But any intervention could possibly lead to a military confrontation or even open war, should any nation find itself siding with one or another in the American Civil War. On February 23rd, 1861, so with the secession of Texas consolidating the states' stance, I'm gonna close Discord real quick. States' stance is just over a week until Lincoln's inauguration. The events that will lead to the bloodiest war the Americans ever seen are in motion. Whatever the final outcome will depend upon the choices of either side. Good luck, General. Good luck, sir. Or whatever. Mass movement of free soldiers, pioneers in the Western states throughout the 1850s encouraged. Anyway, I'm gonna drink some water because I'm thirsty. After reading all that, my golly. We're not gonna pause it. J. John B. Floyd became the Secretary of War on Pacific Road 1853 1855, voting politicians. Whereas right now, what is practical are two different things. President James Buchanan. Nice 7%. Is this gonna stick there? What's gonna happen?
house
100%.
divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure, permanently, half slave and half free. Abraham Lincoln, June 16, 1858. Chapter 1. A House Divided. The American Civil War. Thousands upon thousands of Americans turned against one another. Brothers killing brothers. The bloodiest war America would see. One engulfing the young nation in a maelstrom. Tearing her apart. The Americans are no strangers to war. Declaring independence from their colonial masters, they fought long and hard for their freedom. To hold true that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But in this pursuit, where the Americans have a divine destiny to establish on earth the moral dignity and salvation of man, war would be ever present. Fulfilling the manifest destiny calls for expansion. While pioneers cross the vast frontier, driving west in search of land and gold, the Native Americans find themselves pushed across the continent, killing and being killed, confined in ever-narrowing territories. Novel technology and engineering feats hasten the expansion westward. Canals connect the East Coast and Midwest, followed by railroads and telegraph wires only decades later, revolutionizing the flow of merchandise, news, and people. But not all became Americans voluntarily. Men, owned by other men, labor in shackles to feed an insatiable need for cotton and textile mills, bringing marvelous riches to some and comfortless lives to others. These tired, poor, huddled masses yearn to breathe free too, but instead are subject to crack of the whip. Equality and happiness, even life, are not reserved for all. Coming to mid-19th century, The ever-expanding nation is on a brink of rupture. Only a political compromise of 1850 diffuses the tensions between northern free states and southern slave states, but this merely delays the march on the road to the inevitable. I do not expect the house to fall. But I do expect it will cease to be divided. It will become all one thing or all the other. But the foundation of the wavering house would turn out to be beyond repair. Soon, blue flags bearing single stars would mark this union, commencing a war that would leave its mark in the Americans for centuries to come.
Yeah, there it is. The introduction, which I think we're ready to go. Campaigns. Anyway, I think it's my turn to read again. America divided. President Buchanan unable to solve the crisis. Jefferson Davis to leave the Confederacy. Texas votes 8-1 to succeed the Union. General Twiggs surrenders the U.S. Army armament. The Union is dissolved. Today we hear of Texas secession referendum votes being counted, and the state is preparing to leave the Union. While it's not yet official, Texas can already be considered the seventh state in the Confederate States of America. This comes to no surprise. Just weeks after General L. Twiggs, in command of the Department of Texas, surrendered his entire U.S. Army property, including 20 bases, 44 guns, Confederacy, was President Buchanan infuriated over this absolute treason to the Union. News over the United States Fort Pickens and Pensacola sub to the Charleston Harbor were also with the garrison commanders refusing to surrender their posts. The situation can boil over to escalating extreme. I can't speak. This situation could boil over to the escalating and extreme tense situation. It's open. I can't speak. Open hostilities in Europe. The empires of Great Britain and France are watching development carefully, with the envoys of both the northern and southern states crossing Atlantic influence European opinion about the situation in America. Now, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna figure policies. First thing you probably want to do is government funding. And no, we're gonna do breadbasket. Breadbasket. Should we do this? Industrialization. Um, let's do military. Now we're gonna go diplomacy. Actually, no, we're not gonna do that. Well, sure, we'll do all these. I don't know why it's gonna take that many years to get it done, but whatever. I don't think it's actually how long it's gonna take. It's whatever though. Auto manage. Policy. Let's go military production. Um, we're gonna create a new army. Is the first thing we're gonna do. So we're gonna have to go here to create a new army. Create there it is. Okay, new army. We're gonna create it in District of Columbia. Add a new unit. Delaware troopers. Get some artillery. Cancel. Let's get some Illinois infantry. Get those Illinois infantry. Illinois infantry again. Some more Illinois infantry. We're getting a lot of Illinois infantry. We're on about quite a large army. Quite a large army indeed. Illinois infantry. How many troops? 4. I'm gonna say it's good enough. 4. Let's bring them over here. We're gonna have to unit. There we go. I think we're just gonna have second division. Then we're gonna say, let's bring second division there. Um, there we go. Let's bring another unit there. Delaware, Indian Territory, can't get Indiana. Let's get some Indiana infantry. Um, Indiana infantry. Um, now we're gonna get some recruits, volunteers. Okay, so can we draft anyone? Illinois, Georgia, Louisiana, Massachusetts. Massachusetts got some Maryland volunteers. Let's try over. Let's go for 150. 50 infantry. Let's just get a few more units. Indiana infantry. Maine volunteers. Um, Massachusetts volunteers. Second division. Three divisions is going to be our normal. I think our normal thing is to be three divisions. Replace with who are we going to place them with? Captain, lieutenant. What does he have? Branch of Army Infantry, Colonel. What are these guys? Colonel, Branch of Veteran, Colonel, Sumner, Volunteer. Branch of Army Engineer. Okay, we're gonna assign him. He's gonna be great for just going on the offensive. Engineering. That seems very helpful. Um, um, Next time let's get some Iowa artillery. Get some horse artillery. It's a little bit cheaper, but whatever. 6 pound field gun. Illinois. Those guys again. Illinois field artillery. These guys, because I want to be on the move quickly. This is what our main units to be on, moving on the move. I don't know if we're doing this right or whatever. Whatever, it's fine. New cavalry unit. Illinois Cav. Minnesota Cav. New Hampshire Cavalry. Yeah. It's probably going to be it for our army right now. Pennsylvania Cavalry. That's probably going to be it right now. Did I not tell him to replace with assign? There we go. Assign commander. Oh, sorry. Replace him with. What's he? Is he good? I'm gonna assign him there, Colonel. Infantry. I'm gonna assign him. These guys, those guys. Colonel. Okay. Um, Fleet, Home Squadron. Here we go. Officers. Now we're going to go for recruit a new army. Let's recruit them in. Can we recruit them in? Where can we recruit them? Where can we recruit them? Ugh. Guess what? Ugh. I want to do this. Give me flips. There we go. Jeez. So I want to get military forces. I guess we can recruit Kentucky. Um, New army. Ohio might not be a bad place to get some troops in Ohio. Um, Illinois infantry, Iowa infantry. There we go. Get those Iowa infantry. Um, Maine infantry, Maryland infantry, Massachusetts infantry. Um, Minnesota infantry, Mississippi infantry, New Hampshire infantry, Wisconsin infantry. It's gonna be a smaller army just because can't actually seem to get that many volunteers. Drafts. Oregon, Ohio, get some four of those guys. New Jersey artillery, Vermont artillery. Can we get some Vermont artillery units? And finally, let's get one bit of cav from Vermont cavalry. Okay, now that'll be our army of Ohio. Um, I think we're good to go right now. Good to go. Strategy, national morale 100. Winfield Scott versus that guy. Anyway, I think we're ready to go. Um, let's just turn it on speed. Jefferson Davis inaugurated, president for 6 years. I think we're actually going to go with military. Army of Ohio. Might get these guys some more troops. Minnesota, New Hampshire infantry, New Jersey, New York. Let's get some New York infantry. Wow, a new group. Put these guys under there. There we go. Get some New Jersey, Ohio, New York infantry. So we're gonna get 3 units of infantry, then some artillery, then some New York artillery battalion, and then New York cavalry. Okay. Now we're gonna assign. Should we get another one? Now, Army of Ohio. On the other hand, we're gonna be giving them New York infantry. New group, new group. So we're gonna put all these guys under. All these guys under there. There we go. There we go. Artillery, cavalry. There we go. Get these guys under. New York infantry. New York infantry. New York infantry. Ohio infantry. There we go. Now, so for some Rhode Island artillery, Vermont artillery, New York artillery. There we go. And then boom, we got our army basically set, except I want to get some Wisconsin Cav. Then boom, I think that's our Army of Ohio for the moment. Um, Boom, military. We have Army of the Ohio, a lot more in the Army of Washington, so that's nice to see. The Army of Ohio, we make sure we'll put them in West Virginia because we ain't losing West Virginia. We're gonna take back West Virginia. For some deteriorates, unfortunately. Um, Texas joins Confederacy. That's unfortunate. We have a decent army though, so that's one good thing. Davis calls for militia. Army of Washington. Okay, get them ready up to go. Virginia's loyalty to the Union question. That's unfortunate. Confederate States Army established. You know, should I put Fort Monroe garrison? Should I get? I could get Fort Monroe garrison some more troops. I could do that. I mean, but I don't think I'm going to, unfortunately, because I don't think it'll be worth it in the end. Because in the end, they're going to probably get overwhelmed. I would support them if I could, but I think they're going to get overwhelmed. We're going to try and march into Richmond, Virginia, as quick as possible, but I just don't think it's gonna. We're not gonna have the time, fortunately. So should we get more of a fleet? That's something I'm wondering if I should get. Should I create a new fleet? I think we're gonna get some at um, some in Chicago, not Chicago. Key West, not London, Little Rockport, Milwaukee, Milwaukee Port, West Point, or Seaport, Abscom, New Jersey. Let's get to Seaport in Abscom. Build, raise a fleet. Um, um, Ships, third rate steamer, schooner, super of war, double, frigate, steam frigate, ship, ship of the line. Let's get a ship of the line. USS Columbus, um, bark, gunboat, brig. We'll say another ship of the line. Three ship of the lines. That's what we're gonna get. Um, schooner, second rate steamer, super war, this super war. Um, bark, brig, gunboat. Let's get a gunboat. Um, can where can we carry things? Gunboat, schooner, super war. I think that's gonna be right now. All we're gonna get is that. I think that's gonna be our military for now. We're making a profit. Hopefully, we are. Um, anyway, let's get started again. AAA rating, which is great to see. Siege transport capacity. Switch level in Savannah. So it started. There we go. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take Richmond, Virginia. I think that's we're gonna take Virginia. Then we're gonna move in through Kentucky, hit through Alabama, Mississippi, and split in half. Take out the West. March straight in. King Cotton policy selected. Dispatch log. Union issues bonds. On the Gunnock report. Are we still gaining a profit? Get some more for diplomacy, industry, agriculture, trade war. Recruitment, civil order. We're not gonna do any of that right now. I think we're gonna be good to go. We're just gonna march straight in. I'm not gonna worry about that. I mean, I'm probably not gonna do well. So we'll have another episode and another run at this, if even if I do fail, because I haven't played this. I got it a while ago. I do want to play it more. Playing a relief expedition for Fort Sumter. It's good. 86 men in Fort Sumter. 1 minute are there probably. Not too many. Only around 300. So we're good. We're good to. I don't think we're gonna win, but whatever. Um, so Major General Anderson refuses to surrender. They fire on Fort Sumter. Hostilities began at 4:30 a.m. Lieutenant. Ooh no, it's gonna unite the Civil War probably. And the answer is yes. Fort Sumter surrendered. 3,000 Confederates rounds fired. No casualties from the bombardment. President Lincoln to call militia. The Civil War is commended.
This
Step.
secession, once taken, can never be recalled. We and our posterity shall see our lovely South desolated by the demon of war. Alexander Stephens, Vice President of the Confederate States of America. Chapter 2: The Demon of War. The election of Abraham Lincoln, an anti-slavery Republican, as the 16th President of the United States was the last straw, triggering secession. One by one, Southern slave states declared secession from the Union and formed the Confederate States of America, led by President Jefferson Davis. This secession ignited the inevitable escalation, with fruitless efforts to still find a political compromise falling on deaf ears. Advocates of armed insurrection and fire eaters roam the states with steel in their eyes, and the public is aroused to volunteer, to fill the ranks, to quell the rebellion, and to preserve the Union or to secure independence from it. Following open hostilities, President Lincoln's militia call for 75,000 volunteers for 3 months' service, sparks incredulous protest and loud outcry among the southern states. And these sparks set on fire the irreversible. More states secede. Now it's war.
And I think so. We're gonna end today's episode.
75,000, 100,000, and even more. Soon, the largest armies seen on American soil muster, drill, and prepare for war. A war that is to be neat, short, and limited. The whole matter would be settled by Christmas. But a dark shadow would loom over the growing and inexperienced armies. Without a swift and decisive blow from the very offset of the war, there's every chance of a long, confused, and disorganizing civil war, and even foreign powers may feel a desire to take a hand therein. The time is ticking for the newborn Confederacy. The Union must act, The demon of war has awakened.
Yeah, I think it's for today's episode, though. I'd like to thank you all for watching today, and I hope to see you all on our next episode of the Grand Tactician Civil War. See y'all next time. Bye bye.